A knock on one man's apartment door ultimately led to him being shot twice by deputies, but now he's firing back.
He has filed a lawsuit accusing Sacramento County deputies of excessive force. Damani Lewis brings us the story you will only see here on News 10.
Loud knocking. Something like that, you get up, what's going on? Who is it? Nobody says anything.
Robert Reese says a loud knock at his apartment door at 4:30 in the morning in March of 2011 is what led him to arm himself with a butcher's knife, not knowing who was on the other side.
I look out the peephole, I look out the window, I see two dark shadows. I don't see the actual people, but I see two dark shadows.
According to Sacramento County investigative records, deputies were responding to a 911 call of shots fired and knocked on Reese's door.
I had no idea that it was law enforcement at all. They never even announced themselves when I asked who it was.
Reese says when he opened the door, Sacramento County Sheriff deputies told him one thing.
Drop the knife, excuse me? Just like that.
Reese was shot twice by deputies. He filed this 14-page lawsuit in federal court accusing the sheriff's department of excessive force. He says he never threatened officers with the knife.
So you made no physical threat to an
No
officer?
physical threat at all, no.
Since that interview, News 10 has read through more than 100 pages of records, deputy statements, and 911 calls given to us by Reese's own attorney. The documents reveal Reese admitted to investigators he was drunk and high after attending a party that night.
If he was on drugs and he was drunk, could this somehow inhibit his decision-making abilities when he was confronted by investigators?
Well, it probably didn't help.
Reese's attorney, Stewart Katz, says drugs and alcohol played no role with his behavior with deputies.
But in terms of what he did in those second or 2 seconds or half a second between the time he opened the door and got shot, no, I don't think any level of impairment on his part had anything to do with what happened.
Records do show deputies did not identify themselves, saying, quote, "It's not something we regularly do. Yell out Sheriff's Department."
The guy opened it.
Sheriff's Department spokesman Jason Ramos wouldn't comment on the specifics of the case because of the lawsuit, but says it's not necessary for deputies to identify themselves unless there's a search or arrest warrant involved.
If we just received one call, then we're not necessarily going to go banging on a door and say, Sheriff's Department opened up. We may be conducting some further investigative follow-up.
According to deputy statements, they felt threatened with the knife in Reese's hands because he, quote, had it above his head with his arm completely extended. The deputy goes on to say, fearing for Deputy Rose's life, I shot my rifle, took it off safe, shot one round.
If they had just told me that they were Sacramento County Sheriffs at my door, I wouldn't have no need to be yet concerned or curious. Okay, now police are knocking at my door, I know, okay, I don't need to come to the door with anything in my hand.
Reese's attorney says they hope to hear a response from the county in about a month. A possible court date could be set for some time about a year from now. They wouldn't tell us how much money they're seeking from the county. They say the main purpose of this lawsuit is just to get the word out.
And of course, we will continue to follow this and bring our viewers any